Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Fiscal Talk. A long time no see. Not to forget, my name is Milica, and I'm a marketing manager at Fiscal Solutions. And our today's speaker is my dear colleague, Stefan Ditrih. Stefan is a legal consultant at Fiscal Solutions, and we will talk about one really attractive topic, and that is e-receipts in France. Hello, Stefan. How are you?
Hello, Milic. I'm doing great. It's great to be filming with you again. As you said, it's been quite a while since we had a chance to talk about important topics in our fiscalization world.
Okay, great. So I'm really excited to start. So I have some prepared questions for you, but before we start with those questions, I'd like you to first remind us what is the new law in France about, what are some deadlines, the nearest requirements that are affecting retailers, and something like that. Please tell us more so we can keep up with other questions easier.
Okay, Milica. So just as a quick reminder, as probably a lot of people are aware, for several years now, there has been a move to switch from paper receipts to e-receipts all across Europe, and that's connected to the sustainable development and waste reduction. So in many European countries, EU countries, you have the option either to get a paper receipt or to have an e-receipt sent to you. Well, France has chosen to go a step further, as they usually do, and from January of 2023, so pretty soon, from January of next year, they are banning the systemic printing of receipts. So there will be no more printing of receipts, and in that sense, e-receipts will become a standard. So with the law on waste management that was adopted earlier this year, they are proposing to eliminate the printing of receipts almost completely. So in an effort to reduce waste, preserve natural resources, they are they are not printing any more receipts either from cash registers, bank when you're paying with a card, so the bank slip, or tickets issued by vending machines, vouchers, promotional tickets. So all of those will not be printed anymore automatically. What does that mean? Is that the receipts will only be printed if the customer asks for a printed receipt, or if a product being sold is under warranty, and in that case, the receipt will be printed. There's a mandatory, for certain types of products, mostly electronic products, there is a mandatory 2-year warranty across the EU. So if the product sold is under this warranty, the paper receipt will be printed and the warranty will be written on the receipt. So those are the only two cases based on this law when the receipt will be printed. So what they're trying to do is to reduce waste, because of course printing receipts, usually we just throw them away. They're hard to keep around. They just end up piling up in our wallet. Well, we all do that, and we just end up throwing them. Also, the dye that is used in the receipt is very toxic, especially in thermal printers. So they're trying to get rid of that almost completely, and also cut savings, cut spending costs, because a lot of rolls of paper are used by retailers every day. So there's an estimated 10,000 rolls of paper are used per supermarket per year. And that's just a general number. So for some, it can be a lot higher than 10,000 rolls. So you can imagine that creates a lot of waste, and they're trying to reduce that with these changes.
What a great explanation. Thank you so much. So if there is anyone who didn't know about it, now you do know. Thank you, Stefan. But I noticed one thing, so I wanted to ask you. You said that this new law will be applied from January 2023. And my question would be, do they have some planned grace period?
So not right now. As far as we know, there is no planned grace period, and this law will take into effect on the turn of the year. We do not know whether something will change, because retailers are expected to adapt their systems pretty fast. Most retailers, most big companies already offer the option to send e-receipts. They just have to switch from automatically printing the tickets to sending them to the customer, or not sending them at all if the customer doesn't want a receipt. There is a big adjustment that needs to happen. That's why everybody needs to be prepared on time. Mostly because there are quite a few ways how you can transmit the electronic receipt to the customers. One of them, of course, being the email address. Then there's the logistical question. Do you have to ask every customer for an email address? Of course, that is impossible in many cases, especially if you have many transactions, many customers at any given moment. So retailers will have to prepare in some other way. Some of the options can be using an NFC to transmit the receipt directly to customers' phones. You can use your application if your store has, for example, an app for loyalty programs. You can use that app to deliver receipts to the customers. You can use SMS, for example. So you can, then you have to collect customers' phone numbers. So there's a lot of specific problems that happened in real life that haven't been addressed by the French government, but we are expecting them to release some clarification very soon, because January 1st is approaching very, very fast. But in general, what will happen on January 1st is that retailers will just stop printing receipts, and everybody has to prepare it the best way they can. So, for example, in France, more than 60% of purchases are made with credit cards or debit cards, so with plastic cards. And in that sense, you will have to adapt your system. So when you pay with a card, the terminal will show a message whether you want to receive an e-receipt or you don't want to receive a receipt. For other means of payment, the cashier will have to ask you every time you make a purchase. So that might delay the purchasing process. It might slow it down a bit. So in everyday, life, you will have to find the best way that suits for your type of business, the size of your operation, the size of your stores, the number of customers you have on a daily basis. So there's a lot of research and preparation you need to do once you stop printing receipts.
Okay, great, great, Stefan, great explanation. Thank you so much. So my question would be, so this new law affects retailers and everyone who is issuing a receipt to the final customer. So can you tell me, please, something about the benefits for retailers?
Well, apart from the, ecology, there are some benefits for retailers too. First of all, there's better data collection. So as I said, most often the customers will provide you with an email address or some specific code if they're using a proprietary app. So that way you can track your customers, see what you're buying, and you can see what they're buying and track their purchase behavior, which will help you in your business, and you can adapt your business to suit the needs of your customers. If you're using a loyalty tool, that can be helpful for the customers to stay anonymous, so they can get their receipt through an app or through NFC or some other way of communication between their phones and the POS system. And in that way, it's better for the customer. They don't have to gather any paper receipts, and it's better for you because then again, you can track customer behaviors through the apps. You can simplify the loyalty system and make it more user-friendly for the customer. So they won't have to scan the receipts, for example. They can just automatically aggregate loyalty points through the app. One other thing is that a lot of customers in France are supporting this decision because they are environmentally conscious, and they are now expecting for retailers not to print receipts. So in that way, by stopping the printed receipts, you're responding to your customers' expectations. So you are raising the value of your brand, and they are expecting of you to be environmentally friendly, to be eco-friendly, and to adopt to all the new rules and regulations, especially when it comes to the environment, so they can boost your customer engagement and help better your brand.
Okay, thank you, Stefan, so much. You gave us actually really great explanations and great answers.
Problem.
I must say thanks everyone for watching. And if you want to get some more information about the France and new laws or some other country maybe, visit our fiscal portal, and the link will be in the bio of this video. Thank you everyone so much, and until next time, bye.
See you, bye.